Welcome to Stream Economy, where we deep dive into movies, TV shows, and games. Friends, this week, I'm a little concerned about the Harry Potter universe. Earlier this week, the second round of box office numbers rolled in for Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. And let me tell you, they were interesting. Let's take a look at the numbers. So over the Thanksgiving weekend from Friday to Sunday, Crimes of Grindelwald made about $30 million, which doesn't seem terrible. It's okay. But it was a 52% drop-off from its debut weekend. That's a pretty disappointing couple of weeks domestically for the second Fantastic Beasts movie, which has also kind of been raked over the coals by critics. Internationally, though, it is doing fine. Full disclosure, I am a massive Harry Potter fan. I love the Harry Potter universe. Witches and muggles and no-mages and the fight of good versus evil. It's all great stuff. But I do think that Fantastic Beasts as a series is suffering from some issues that maybe the original Harry Potter series didn't have. On top of that, Crimes of Grindelwald isn't as strong a movie as the first Fantastic Beasts, which wasn't exactly perfect either. Which got me thinking, what happens if Fantastic Beasts as a series is a flop? It's really scary for me to even think about. But here are the facts. Okay. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald had a budget of $200 million. Now that is just the production budget. That is not counting any additional money Warner Brothers spent on things like marketing or other related costs for the movie. We also know that they have already committed to 3 more Fantastic Beasts films. They said it would be 5 from the get-go. Now, if each one of these movies has a $200 million production budget, well, do the math. That is $1 billion in expectations for Warner Brothers. And not only are they going to want to make their production budget back, they're going to want to make more than $1 billion. So let's talk about what's next. So Warner Brothers will likely profit from Crimes of Grindelwald, but I'm guessing it's not doing the kind of business they were hoping it would do. That 52% second week drop-off I mentioned has something in common with another Warner Brothers movie in a different cinematic universe, Justice League. And if there's anything we know about Warner Brothers, it's that they're not particularly patient or brave about having a movie get bad reviews and not take as much at the box office. So we're not really sure what Warner Brothers could do next. Movies like these are expected to bring in $1 billion+ because studios know how popular the universes are and how expensive they are to make. Now that we know some facts and figures, let's speculate just a little bit. So depending on the final box office take of Crimes of Grindelwald, Warner Brothers could choose to take these 3 upcoming films and shrink them down into just one single movie, forcing Fantastic Beasts to wrap things up in a trilogy instead of a 5-movie opus, and ask J.K. Rowling to maybe start a new series about a different time in the Harry Potter universe. I'd maybe go with The Cursed Child story, which is already on Broadway, but I'm not sure that could be expanded into a trilogy. If it doesn't decide to condense everything down to just 3 movies and stick with that 5-film plan they originally announced, Warner Brothers could, in fact, get fresh blood via its director, David Yates. Now, this guy has directed a ton of Harry Potter movies. Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, both Deathly Hallows movies, and the 2 Fantastic Beasts films. He's basically the Harry Potter director. Maybe the studio decides it wants to bring in a fresh perspective, bring in some new life to these 3 additional films. I mean, to be fair though, David Yates is actually listed as the director of all 5 Fantastic Beasts films on IMDb, so maybe that isn't quite an option. Maybe contractually, legally, something like that. There's also the possibility that J.K. Rowling, the creator of the entire Harry Potter universe, is realizing that there is a problem, which is that she's suffering from a similar issue that George Lucas ran into while making Star Wars episodes 1 through 3. And by that I mean that everything and everyone in a massive universe somehow always came back to the main core characters. That's kind of what's happening in Fantastic Beasts. Don't worry, I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I know some of you haven't seen the movie yet. That is totally fine, and I would never do that to you. But it is kind of happening. So it's possible that Rowling and Warner Brothers could bring in another screenwriter to sort of freshen up the series and get it back on track. Regardless, the Harry Potter cinematic universe is going to be fine. And there will, of course, be at least a 3rd Fantastic Beasts movie to try to close out a trilogy or continue this 5-movie series. So I think really the only question here is, will Warner Brothers respond well to a dwindling box office and, honestly, kind of really conflicted fan base? I mean, we've seen it before, like I said earlier, so who knows what's going to happen. Axio Serals.
Blah, 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 blah. Can you believe that in 2018, they let a movie into the cinemas called Fantastic Beasts 2, The Crimes of... Usually I'll get really angry at this point and start screaming super Scottish, but can we just think about that we were allowed in this year to release a movie like that and call it The Crimes of Grindelwald? Who's Grindelwald? What crimes? Fantastic Beasts. What do the beasts got to do with Grindelwald? How is that even a movie? How is that even a name for a movie? Well, there's too many words. I just can't handle these things that are so English and they have all these mental wee words in the mental wee worlds. Magic worlds, magic this. It's not real. It's not real. These words are made up. Everything's made up. These characters are made up. It's all made up. They just need to dial it back. There's going to be 3 more movies of this. 3 more movies that made up words and made up characters and made up everything. Just, no.
Thanks for watching. We are back every Saturday morning with a brand new episode of Stream Economy for you to enjoy. You can watch previous episodes right over here. And good Lord, Russos, could we get a frickin' Avengers 4 trailer already? God.